Hey guys, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4. Today we're going to be playing Equestria at War's yearly April Fool's update. I've been covering these for a few years now, and they've always been pretty fun. They have been crossing over with other mods, at least for the past few years, couple years, I don't know. Last year it was with TNO. This year it's with the Unification Wars mod, which for those of you who aren't familiar with Warhammer 40k, it's Warhammer 40k. So yes, we're in the Dawnclaw Heresy update. This font matches up perfectly. I haven't actually looked at the change notes, so I don't know what it changes besides that we have to play as the Griffonian Empire for some of the content. Oh, hopefully this is right though. Otherwise I might be trolling everybody by playing a country that's not even changed by this meme update. I also just now looked at the change notes too, and it says that they patched the bug where Grover the 5th here dies all the time. That's really good. That's such a annoying cliche when the 5th monarch always dies. I made a video about it like 3 years ago or 2 years ago or something. Anyways, our focus tree looks kind of normal right now. I assume it won't stay normal for long, maybe? And I don't recognize this event really. And if this was a normal event inside of the mod, it would be really weird for it to not have an event picture. So I'm guessing that that has something to do with some of the things that aren't going to be normal. The train trip is normal though, it happens all the time. Okay, this is interesting. We've received word from Yale that they are finishing their project to give life to those who are very ill. This might be a reference to one of the paths they have where they can bring Grover the Second back to life. This also just might be some other random treatment. Capital has been poisoned apparently from the sky. There's things and there's gas and death going throughout the city. This is still kind of normal though. Usually you just don't get this poisoned capital thing, but other than that it's kind of normal. Oh yes, I see what this is. And now we have the definitely completely alive Emperor. The mist scattered and the Emperor has returned to us. He returns to an empire that was all too eager to tear itself apart. I really missed Grover the 5th, and the other time when I kept Grover the 5th alive, nothing really happened. Now he's still a griffin of action, even after his prime, getting new magic special units, the Star Knights. These seem pretty good. That's decent. 175 soft attack. Pretty good overall. Dawnclaw is leaving. I think Dawnclaw is going to be the enemy. I don't know enough about 40k. Who was the other guy? It was like Horus was his name or something, I think. He's that guy though, whoever the traitor guy. Yes, the Dawnclaw Heresy, the namesake of the update. Okay, so now we could play as the Dawnclaw Heresy. Lord Protector. Though I don't think he'll be calling himself the Lord Protector today. War Master Dawnclaw. What a guy. But yes, of course we will play as Dawnclaw. The stupid empire will die, and the Chaos Gods or whoever will live forever. Dawnclaw, as everybody knows, is very powerful. And the Emperor hasn't even been the Emperor for that long. The only thing that made the normal Emperor any good was because he lived for so long and he was really wise and he really loved mankind. This guy, he's just some guy who they did an experiment on like 3 months ago. Even more reason to be a heretic today. Death to the corpse Emperor. Ah yes, rebirth, hunger, fate, blood. I think we have to do most of these or all of them besides one. We'll do this first because this gives us the all-important consumer goods and stability. This one is probably the least important, though it does give us a field marshal, so maybe we want the cool field marshal. These field marshals are all kind of boring. I guess we already have Dawnclaw. Why do we need another field marshal? The other Lord of Chaos. Discord. Wait, isn't Discord the guy who has the remixed theme song that was made by the people who made the FNAF theme song? Anyways though, we're mostly focused on the normal Lord of Chaos, not him, the lesser Lord of Chaos. You know what would have been funny though, is if the Void Knights, aka the Star Knights, aka the Space Marines, had the old Space Marine division template from Ancient Hoi 4 where it was just like infantry with a light tank. I remember the good days when that was overpowered and was banned from MP games and stuff. The good times. Now going to get rid of poverty by making homelessness punishable by painful death. That's like the equivalent of the cutting all poor people in half. Same thing, basically. Okay, we replaced all of the languages with the language of violence because we couldn't all speak the same language, but now here's a language that we all can speak: violence. I feel like we should be able to ally ourselves with the Dread League today. Anyways, we completed the first bunch of focuses, so now we can behold the world to Mar, our favorite chaos god. We love him so much. A new entrant into the heresy, Maxwell the Dark Lord. Why is his name Maxwell? That's not like, oh no, it's worse than I could have expected. It was that Maxwell. I thought the name was weird, but oh no. I was okay with supporting the chaos gods, but I didn't know that that guy would be involved. This is going a little bit too far. What does this come to? Who made this? Okay, and they submit. Very good. Okay, we're now going to march on Reed Wetter, our first incursion into the lands of the Imperium. We're not doing very good though. I think we're gonna lose this. Yeah. And these divisions were pretty bad. We should probably use the actual really good overpowered divisions for this mission. Okay, that ended up being much easier when we used the overpowered divisions. That was a good idea. Okay, we now have two options for what we can do with Red Wetter. We can get a core on them, which I guess doesn't really matter too much. It has a lot of factories, I guess, so maybe it does kind of matter, but even better, we can exterminatus them and make them an example. And that's what we're going to do. That gives us extra compliance gain on all of our states which aren't cores, which will soon be a lot as we, annex all of this stuff. And we're now doing another raid. This one we should be able to accomplish in the same way as the last one with the very good divisions. Okay, and Skyfall has rejected joining us, so I guess we have to invade them by force. I assume their navy is stronger than ours, so I'm not going to really try to naval invade. I'm sure that we can just brute force our way to a victory here. Yeah, this shouldn't actually be too bad. These tiles aren't very easy to defend, and we should be able to encircle them. Okay, we're now going to invade Vidina and take Skyrim, a very important city. We'll then go the other way too and take out the northern countries here before finally attacking our true enemy. I also did some of these focuses here. I might try to do a bit more because this last focus is very good, but it might not be a good idea to wait because then there's a pretty good chance that they just also complete their last focus too, which is the same focus. Vidina also conveniently just got out of a civil war, so it isn't very difficult attacking them. And we cleared out the north too. It wasn't too difficult. The wars were only hard in that there was no supplies, so that was a little weird. I've also been researching some stuff for planes, so hopefully we'll be able to make some good casts. Oh wow, and we both got to our final focus at the exact same time. This is perfect, but we kind of are in a bad situation. I would have liked to wait a little bit longer because I feel like we will outpace them on growth. Also, they have tanks, and I just barely researched anti-tank, and I would have liked to put those in my divisions, but I'm sure that we'll be able to at least hold on for long enough that it's not going to be a terrible catastrophe. And things aren't looking too bad. It looks like casualties are already really, really bad for them. And we'll get an encirclement here too, so that's nice. Always good to start off with an encirclement. They're kind of pushing us out of Red Wetter though, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure that things will be fine. We kind of blew this place up, so there's not much to even take there. Another positive too about this is they declared war on us, so that gives us a ton of war support. Kind of having a stability problem, but I believe we have an advisor that's perfect for this situation. Like this one here, we lose 5% war support to get 15% stability. We'll save up for that guy. And casualties are still very in our favor. We broke them. They're kind of advancing up here through the mountains, but I think we should win the war on the main front, so we don't really have to worry about that. We'll just keep letting them attrition their tanks over there. I'm sure that'll work out very well for them. It's always a good sign though when they take more casualties than you when you're the one aggressive battle planning. And I wish I realized this sooner because I just would have made a ton of these guys. There's a focus right here. This one that lets us train infinite Star Knights. I guess at least I noticed it now, but it's kind of a little too late. And here, the Arch Traitor Ascendant. The doors to the throne room exploded open, and through the smoke and dust, Dawn Claw strode in, sword in hand, two bronze custodians custodians charged him, yet he sidestepped them and cut them down with snake-like speed, leaving only the corpse on its gilded throne. Marching towards the gilded throne, Dawn-Claw saw the light coalesce around the corpse emperor and lashed out at him, yet he ignored it. His hatred was too strong, and a choking darkness burst out around him to devour the light. With almost ecstatic glee, he lashed out to strike down another bolt of light as the darkness spread more and more through the chamber. As he strode up to the steps of the throne, the emperor had become like a single light in a sea of darkness. "You should have remained dead, you old corpse." Grasping the emperor by the throat, he tore him off the throne and raised him high in the air. "I would leave you alive to watch as I break your Imperium piece by piece, but I've waited far too long." Clenching his claw, he savored the sound of breaking cartilage and bone as the corpse finally went limp in his grasp. The false emperor is now gone, so now we unlock an extra focus tree to go throughout the rest of at least the continent. Anyways, if you guys like this video, I may do a part 2 finishing that off. Either way, I always enjoy what they come up with for their April Fool's game. It's always quite funny. This is probably my favorite though out of all of the ones they've done that I've played. Regardless, I'll see you all next time.